the thing that I see is that the Fed and the FDIC are signaling hyperinflation, which makes gold and silver even better. Because this thing here is trash. They're going to print more and more of this fake money. And that's what the Fed and the FDIC are signaling. We're going to print as much of this as possible to keep the crash from accelerating. But they're the guys who are causing it. Robert Kiyosaki is a well-known author, best recognized for his book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is the #1 personal finance book of all time. Kiyosaki has challenged and transformed the way millions of people worldwide think about money. As an entrepreneur, educator, and investor, Robert believes that the world needs more entrepreneurs with unconventional perspectives on money and investing. He has earned a global reputation for his straight talk, irreverence, and courage, and has become a vocal advocate for financial education. During his latest interview, Kiyosaki speaks on the most recent banking crisis and why he is loading up on Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, and silver. He also gives his perspective on the current banking crisis and what it all means for investors. Kiyosaki is extremely bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is in stark contrast to famed investor Warren Buffett, whom Kiyosaki also gives his opinion on. His advice: choose your teachers, and that all roads lead to Rome. Also, only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed. If you enjoy finance content, consider subscribing or liking the video. It's free, and you can always change your mind. But they have to bail out now, which is not quite legal anymore. But as I said, they're going to print more and more of this stuff, and it makes this stuff gold. And I think the best investment of all is silver, because every Tomahawk missile has 30 pounds of silver in it. Every time they push that missile button, 30 pounds of silver disappears. So we're in serious trouble. And the Fed and the FDIC signaling we're going to do whatever it takes, and that means print more of this stuff. Well, let me say it again, the problem is the bond market. And my prediction, I called Lehman Brothers years ago, and I think the next bank to go is Credit Suisse. And if that happens to Japan because of its exposure to a lot of this, yes, because the bond market is crashing. All those bonds. Let's say you're getting paid 5% for a bond, and it goes to 10%. The 5% bond crashes. And the bond market is much bigger than the stock market, as we know. So the Fed is, and they're what they say, the fireman and the arson. That's why I said the biggest problem is the bond market, which is the biggest market in the world, and all the countries of the world are in US bills, T-bills and T-bonds. And we've had the BRICS nations coming up, and they hate us, and they might switch to the Chinese gold yuan. So we're in serious trouble. The US dollar is losing its hegemony in the world right now. And they're going to print more and more and more of this, trying to keep this thing from sinking. So, like I said again, as I think the Fed and the FDIC signaled they're going to print again, which makes stocks good. But this little silver coin here is still the best. It's $35, so I reckon anybody can afford 35. And I'm concerned about Credit Suisse, as let me know in the comments anyway, guys. Hope you all enjoyed today's video and that provided you with some value. I'll see you all in the next video, and as always,